The question for today is going to be, is giving up an option for Christians? And I'm sure a lot of you are asking yourselves, should they give up on what? Right? Should Christians give up on alcohol? Is that what you're talking about? Should Christians give up on drugs? Should Christians give up on Attack on Titan? And that's actually a topic for another video, but today we are going to be focusing on the Christian walk. Should Christians give up on being like Christ, or should they adopt a new up-to-date style of thinking? What does this have to do with My Hero Academia? Let's find out. Christians today are attacked more than ever before, and a lot of Christian views are looked at as antiquated and past their prime.
I just read the story about a guy who was magic, who could turn water into wine, who could heal people. What did he do with fish? Did he fucking give people fish or some shit? Make some fish? The whole thing's so stupid. Like, hit the brakes. Aren't you grown adults? Like, you guys you're into nonsense? So you're into nonsense. Is that what this is?
With this growing pressure from society, it's only natural for Christians to question our faith and our walk in Christ. What I have noticed is that a lot of Christians take one of two routes. Either they drop the faith completely, and there's a question there about whether these people were actually with us. And the other option, which seems to be a lot more popular, is Christians adjusting their beliefs to please the mob, to seem less offensive to the crowd. But here's the thing, there is a third option. It's like people arguing about who is a better ranger, the Red Ranger or the Green Ranger. What I would say is, forget about all that Christmas nonsense and join the Gold Ranger Club, because he is clearly the best option. And in this case, out of all the options, the best option is to continue to persevere, to continue the race and move forward towards that finish line. One of the most compelling parts about anime, and in fact about any story, is when heroes refuse to give up. We enjoy watching heroes that stand up again and again regardless of how dim their chances of winning are. Our boy Deku is this type of character, although he can be very annoying and at sometimes cheesy. We overlook a lot of these things because this kid is determined. He is determined to be the best hero that ever was, and he is not afraid of the struggles that he has to overcome in order to do this. Let me know in the comments of any anime characters that are your favorites that have this type of quality. I want to share with you guys a quick story of my childhood that relates to this, where I actually almost cried. But before I share this with you, I want to take a look at a few verses from Paul's letter to Timothy that I think is going to help us out in this situation, that is going to help us out with this topic. We are in 2 Timothy chapter 4 verses 7 and 8, and this is what it says. I have fought the good fight, I have finished the race, and I have remained faithful. And now the prize awaits me, the crown of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteous judge, will give to me on the day of his return. And the prize is not just for me, but for all who eagerly look forward to his appearing. Now in this letter we see that Paul knows that his journey here on earth is coming to an end. But the odd thing about this is that he is not afraid of what's coming next. He is able to tell Timothy with all confidence that he fought the good fight, that he never compromised the gospel, and he never gave up on doing God's work here on earth. Now, as a kid, I grew up watching this anime called Saint Seiya. Now, this anime wasn't that big here in the States, but it was huge in Latin America. One of the greatest attractions of this anime was that the characters in this anime did not care how much they suffered as long as they reached their goal, as long as they protect the ones that they love. I mean, these guys were losing their hearing in battles, they were losing their eyesight, and some of them were even willing to give up their lives in order to save the ones that they love. And I clearly remember this one episode where the main character, Saint Seiya, is getting beat up. I mean, this guy is just completely destroyed, right? And he's getting up, he's all bloodied. He is refusing to give up. And in that moment, we just see that he continues to push forward because ultimately he does not care what happens to him as long as he is able to save the life of this woman named Saori. Now, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I vividly remember that as I was watching this scene, I was tearing up because of the sheer emotion of this episode of what was going on in the anime. And here's the thing, I feel like a lot of us admire people like Paul or characters like Senseiya and Deku because of their willingness to push beyond their limits to achieve a certain goal. And that's what I want to do today. I want to encourage you to continue to move forward in this walk as a Christian, to not give up and continue that race. And the last thing that I want to do is leave you with 3 different things to consider and to help you in this walk. The first one is surround yourself with like-minded people that will encourage you when you are down. Second, I encourage you to read 1st and 2nd Timothy. Here we see a lot of encouraging words from Paul to his disciple Timothy. And I think that you can draw a lot of strength from the things that Paul is telling his disciple. And last but not least, I encourage you to pray to God for strength to continue to move forward. And here's a bonus one. Don't be a punk, just don't give up. Alright guys, this is all that I had for you today. I hope that this was helpful. I hope that this encourages you to continue in your Christian walk. And as always, I just want to remind you that we must persevere.